Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about Nikola Tesla, the man, the myth, the mad scientist and legend. Now you may know him as the guy who gave us AC power, or maybe the inventor who's practically a superhero to anyone obsessed with science and conspiracy theories. But did you know he also claims to have chatted to Martians and also invented a Deathray? Yep. Buckle up because it's going to get weird. I'm Shane from Corbie85s, and today we're diving deep into the mad science, the conspiracies and the hidden truths of Nikola Tesla. Let's start with what we actually know about Tesla, because believe it or not, he didn't spend all his time chatting with aliens. First up, alternating current, or AC. This is a system that powers our homes today. Now, Tesla didn't invent electricity, but he did invent the most practical way to get it from one place to another, and for this he had a massive rivalry with none other than Mr. Thomas Edison. While Edison was over here trying to convince everyone that Tesla's AC power was dangerous, he even electrocuted an elephant to make his point. Tesla was focused on his work, making sure AC changed the world. And guess who won? That's right, the underdog, Tesla. And then there's the Tesla Coil, probably the coolest thing we've got to real life mad science. The Tesla Coil creates high voltage sparks and has been used in everything from radios to horror movies. This coil, folks, was Tesla's pride and joy, and it's still used today. If you've ever seen lightning bolts zapping around a science lab, that is the Tesla Coil, and it's very cool. But Tesla's most ambitious idea was wireless energy. He actually built a massive tower called Warden Cliff on Long Island, aiming to beam free energy wirelessly across the whole planet. Free energy for everyone. It sounds a bit too good to be true, right? Well, JP Morgan at the time, who was funding the project, thought it was, and he pulled the plug. If Tesla had succeeded, we might have been living in a world without power lines, energy bills. Just imagine your phone always charged, no cords, no hassle. But alas, this one remains one of history's biggest what-ifs. Now here's where things get a little bit juicy. Nikola Tesla wasn't just an inventor, he was a bit of a mystery. And with a character as unique as Tesla, the conspiracy practically writes themselves. Let's start with one of the wildest. Tesla claimed to have invented something called Teleforce, but everyone else knows it as the Deathray. Supposedly, this contraption could zap planes out of the sky from miles away. He described it as a peace weapon, which sounds ironic, doesn't it? After his death, the FBI swooped in, grabbed his files, and that was that. Never to be seen. Now, some other people think they were just covering up a piece of tech that could be, well, dangerous in the wrong hands. If you are banging in the background, by the way, I'm trying to use voice isolation and things, but if you do hear it, it's actually bonfire night in the UK. I've actually done a video about that right here, if you want to watch it, and it'll make sense to you. But now, I'm going to talk about aliens. And that's because I love aliens, as you can see. It's even in my logo. So, in 1899, Tesla claimed he picked up some strange radio signals while he was working on his Colorado radio experiments. He believed these signals were from intelligent beings, possibly Martians. He was so excited, he announced it to the press. Now, skeptics say it was probably just some sort of interference on unknown technology, but conspiracy fans reckon Tesla had some sort of interplanetary hotline. Who knows, maybe he was just trying to phone home. Let's move on to the mystery of Tesla's FBI files. When Tesla died in 1943, the FBI rushed in, grabbed all of his belongings, made them classified. In the 1980s, some of the files were released to the public, but only the boring bits. Don't read them, waste of time. No Deathray plans, no alien messages, just scraps. Conspiracy theorists say the good stuff is still locked away somewhere, So what was in those files? Top secret tech, plans of a new world order, or just a bunch of mad science doodles? I guess we'll never know. Or maybe we will. We might get released one day, but it could be too late. Now, here's a fun one for you. Tesla and weather control. Yep. Tesla experimented with atmospheric electricity, and some people reckon he had the ability to mess with the weather. The theory links him to HAARP, a research facility in Alaska that supposedly studies the ionosphere. But if you ask certain folks, it actually controls the weather. Tornado in your hometown, HAARP. And Tesla, because of his research. Far-fetched, sure, but it's not the weirdest thing you're going to hear today. Let's move on to the weirdest thing you're going to hear today. The Philadelphia experiment. This is the idea that the US Navy made a ship invisible using Tesla's theories on electromagnetism. According to the story, they managed to make a whole battleship vanish and then reappear. I will do a video on this fully. Sailors apparently fused to the metal. It's literally like something out of a horror movie. Now, Tesla had already passed away by this time, but the theorists say his research on electromagnetic fields, EMF, was the inspiration. Whether this one's true or it's just a sailor's tall tales, whether they've had too many rums, it's got the good old Tesla flavour. It wasn't all Deathrays and Martians. Tesla also had a vision for the future that sounds pretty much like today. He predicted wireless communication, what I'm doing to you right now, machines that could do all the heavy lifting, leaving humans, well, just to enjoy life. In other words, he was dreaming up smartphones and robots long before we had the tech to make them. Tesla wasn't your average guy either. He was a workaholic who barely slept. He had a bit of a germ phobia, and he was obsessed with pigeons. He used to feed them every single day, and he said he loved one just like a wife. He also had a thing for the number 3. Everything he did was divisible by the number 3. He was just that quirky, or was he a genius, or was he a bit eccentric, or both? Probably both, I'd say. So today, Tesla is remembered as a visionary, even though he died broke, no money, underappreciated, a bit like me. His name has been revived, especially thanks to Tesla Incorporated, you know, the electric car company, Elon Musk. A bit like Tesla if you think about it. Now he's seen as a man who changed the world, but who might have just been a little bit too far ahead of his time. And with all these theories floating around, he's become a bit of a legend. Well, he has to me anyway. What do you think? Was Tesla just a brilliant inventor who thought well outside the box, like right into the future? Or was he into something governments didn't want us to know? One thing for certain, he was one of a kind, and he pushed science and imagination to the limits. And maybe, just maybe, he knew more than we'll ever understand. If you're as fascinated by Tesla as I am, drop your theories in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into history's most mysterious figures, hit the subscribe button for more on Corbie85. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay curious, my friends. Shane, over and out.